A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Ahead of Game 31, Chatham heads to Falmouth to take on the Commodores at 6 p.m. But first, it's time for Catch of the Day. Alongside Chatham assistant coach Mateo Martinez, I'm Chase Abrams. Mateo, first off, what made you want to pursue a career in coaching?
I had really good coaches, and I had a really good dad. You know, they set a really good example for me, and I always had looked up to them and admired them.
Who were some of the coaches that set the example for you?
I mean, the list goes on and on. My dad being the big one. Rob Martinez was really good to me at UTRGV. My junior college coach was huge in the whole process. His name was Kevin Lawman, and you know, Ronnie Thames, Coach Thistlewaite, who just passed away this past spring. I mean, I can go on, and I'll tell you this, as a coach, I've been really lucky to be around really good coaches too. James Dillard's been really good to me. Eric Weaver, Corey Kohler, Jason Krug, Woody Williams, Josh Zide. I mean, the list goes on and on.
What is it about your dad and what these other coaches have done that really stuck out to you?
Impacted lives, for one. Shown me how beautiful of a game this can be. And you never know where this game's going to take you. I mean, look at where we're standing here today. So I think it's just a thing of this is a game that's never ending and always changing. And it's extremely fascinating.
What sort of things can you do to impact lives?
You know, I think the first thing you need to do is build a relationship with players, get to know who they are more than, you know, what they can do on a baseball field. And then from there, you know, you never know what somebody's going through. And so the better relationship you can have, the more they can open up to you, the more you can open up to them. You know, to a degree, you have to be vulnerable to them and show them who you really are and just make them comfortable with you.
You're coaching at San Jac now. What was the path you took to end up there?
So I played at UTRGV in Galveston College. I didn't play much. I wasn't a great player. And it just kind of evolved into more of a coaching role. Kevin Lawman kind of gave me my first opportunity there. And, you know, I coached first base, recruited a little bit. And whenever Coach Lawman decided to step away from baseball, San Jac kind of opened the door to me. And I've been there ever since.
How have you enjoyed your time there?
It's been great. It's been great. We've had some really, really good teams this past year. In the draft was a really big one between, you know, Trey Broussard, Brandon Arvidsson, Mac Moyer, Jarrett Bonet signed free agent deal last year. So we've had some really good players come through.
What is it about the JUCO level right now that can help players so much in their career?
I think the opportunity to play more often. You know, we're not restricted by everyday time limits, let alone the only restriction we have is how many games we can actually play. So we, as far as practice, we're open to whenever. As much as you want to get better, we're willing to practice. And I think that's something that can be very important in a young player's development. So playing a lot of games, practicing very often, and not being, you know, having to sit behind an older guy that's got 200-300 at-bats. Instead, you're sitting there and you're getting your first 50, 100, 150 at-bats a lot faster. And that's going to pay off in the long run.
What's been the most rewarding thing about coaching at the JUCO level for you so far?
Seeing guys come through there that didn't necessarily have the opportunities they wanted and getting them. You know, Mac Moyer started out his career at Oregon. It didn't work out for him there. He bet on himself. He walked on at San Jac, and he just had a hell of a year at Nebraska and, you know, signed a deal with the San Diego Padres. Brandon Arvidsson went to Texas A&M. It didn't work out for him there. And you know, he came to us, got to pitch a lot. There was a lot of ups and downs throughout that year for him, but he ended up going to Tennessee and being, you know, a frontline guy for them. Trey Broussard didn't have very many options out of high school, and he came to us, started for a whole year, went to his dream school, University of Houston, and ended up being a third rounder. So I think, and on top of that, there's a lot of guys that will come to us, play for 2 years, and decide, you know, I'd rather pursue my education and go get a really, really high quality education afterwards, where we are a stepping stone to what they wanted. And that's by far the most important thing to me.
Chatting with Mateo Martinez ahead of Game 31 on Catch of the Day. Mateo, how did you end up as a member of Dennis Cook's coaching staff here in Chatham?
That's mainly in thanks to Steve Rhea, you know, area scout for the Blue Jays. He called me up one evening. Me and Steve got to know each other a little bit, and he was like, hey, you know, Chatham's looking for another guy. Would you be interested? And I actually told him, you know, let me think about it. And I hung up the phone and I called him back immediately. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, if they have a spot, I want it. And a couple days later, it all happened.
Talk to me about why Chatham is such a sought-after destination for coaches like yourself.
For the most part is the players. For the most important thing is the players. Whenever you get to work with high caliber players like this, it's not going to do anything but make you better as a byproduct. You know, you get to see their process, you get to see what makes them good, their talent, and just honestly how they go about their business. So getting to be around those guys is really elite, and then getting to be around Dennis and Jay, you know, those are two veteran big league guys that you get to see exactly how they operate in the dugout, how they see the game, and getting to pick their brains there's no experience like it.
What have you gotten to learn from those two guys?
A lot of pitch calling this summer, you know, picking their brains on pitch calling, setting up a rotation, and I think the standard of play. They don't falter their standard, whether it be the weather conditions, the roster, anything. They are here to put the best product on the field and play the game the right way, and it's really fun to see. It's a throwback baseball for sure.
We're about 3/4 of the way into the season after yesterday's rain out, sort of. I know we've still got 10 games left. What do you think you're going to be taking away from this experience in Chatham?
I mean, I've gotten to meet a lot of new people. I'll be forward looking to see what they get to do this spring and kind of keeping up with all of them. You know, I've gotten to meet Cole Caruso, Jay, and Dennis, and Brett when he was here, Bjorn, and you know, it's the relationships for me. You know, I think that's what's going to be the most lasting thing in my career is hopefully building some good relationships and just enjoying it.
There's Mateo Martinez on Catch of the Day. Anglers and Commodores coming up. Mateo, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks.